What's going on YouTube? Devin here bringing you guys another recap. Today is Wednesday, May 29th, and it's still pretty early. It's about 12 p.m. Eastern time at the time of me recording this video. And just overall, another really choppy day for the markets. It is a red day for me. I am down about $50 on the day. So again, just a really typical battle for me of one step forward, two steps backwards, and I just can't seem to get out of this rhythm of my losses being so big and my wins just being so small. And maybe I'm not really noticing a difference right now because I've only taken like 4 trades since I've switched to Tastyworks. So I imagine that once I start getting some wins and that my accuracy starts improving, hopefully we'll start to see some loss mitigation. But for right now, I mean, I'm not really noticing anything. I mean, $50 is, of course, much better than down 70, which I would have been if I was still using E-Trade. So overall, things could always be worse. If I was using E-Trade, I'd be down like 150 right now. So I guess I can't really complain that much. But again, I mean, just overall, a really sideways, choppy day, slow grind down. And the one trade I did decide to take today was on the SPY. And of course, I decided to take it bullish, and as soon as I entered, it just rolled over. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But pretty much what I was doing and my game plan for today was just to ultimately look for a move lower. I mean, when the markets opened down this low, I thought what we were going to do is we were going to see a slightly move higher before seeing some form of reversal and heading lower. So Apple was really my indicator on the overall markets to see how we would perform today. And we never really ended up getting that reversal signal that I wanted. And by the time we did, I mean, I was already long in SPY. So pretty much what I was looking for in Apple, I thought we were going to hit yesterday's close. I thought we were going to fill the gap before rolling over. I was looking to take an entry at like 178 with a stop all the way at like 180 just to be safe. And in hindsight, that trade like would have worked out. I mean, that trade would have worked out fine. But I ended up looking over at the SPY, and we were looking really strong. So I'm going to replay it from where I saw it about right here. So at this point, I believe Apple already filled its gap. And I was looking at the overall general market on the Dow, the SPY, and the Qs. And I was like, well, if Apple filled the gap, I mean, these ETFs shouldn't be too far behind it. So if we play out a few candles here, some nice resistance and support pre-market at around 278.80. So that's really what I was looking for, to either bounce on or to fade lower. And we just kind of chopped around that level through most of the day. So we ended up getting this candle here. We closed above the opening candle's high, which was a good signal to me. It represented some kind of strength. Of course, we have 280 as just an overall general support resistance line on the daily chart. So that was sort of my target. I bought a May 31st 280.50 call, which was kind of my game plan. So the next candle that came in, nice candle, sort of bouncing off of that 278.80 mark from pre-market. The next candle that came in, beautiful, nice high volume, and this is what my entry was. I got in right above the candle that formed at 10:15 a.m. That was my entry right there. I had my stop really conservative this time. I put my stop down to 75. And then ultimately, I mean, I would have liked my target to be at 280.50, but I also know of the impending resistance at about 280. So 280 was really my first target, and then I would have liked to see a move up to 280.50 if you know, time allowed and we actually ended up getting there. So I think we can remove this support and resistance line. Just keep a mental note that that's where it was at, and that's what I was looking for. So again, I entered right there. Next candle to come in, a pretty strong indecision candle. So there was either one of two things that I knew was going to happen. Either we were going to break above this and then run to 280, or we were going to get a nice morning star or a shooting star reversal pattern and end up taking this thing lower. So next candle that comes in, boom. There's your shooting star reversal. Not much I could have done. With hindsight looking at this afterwards, I should have just exited the trade and flipped the position. But I didn't want to do the same mistake I did yesterday of moving my stop up too soon and getting stopped out too soon. So really just an unfortunate circumstance. I mean, my entry, the way that I entered, that we were above the 100 simple moving average on the daily at the time of my entry. So I thought we were going to see some form of a bounce. And it really just never came. And as soon as I entered, we got that reversal that I was looking for pretty much all morning. And for those of you who don't know what a shooting star reversal is, it's a candlestick pattern. It's a pretty strong candlestick pattern, a reversal pattern. And basically what it is you get a nice strong green candle near the high of the day, increased volume. You get an indecision candle, and then you get a bearish candle that closes above or closes below the low of the first bullish candle. That's very weak. And like I said, in hindsight, I should have ended up switching the position. If we play a few more candles, I mean, really just, like I said, a slow grind lower. And then right around here, this was a very interesting candle because Mueller came on CNBC and he started talking about the Russian election and how the Russian meddling in our election in 2016 and how they potentially affected it. So these two candles right here were fantastic. I thought that people were receiving the Mueller report really nice, and I thought we were just going to, Rambo back up to 280. But as soon as he stopped talking, the next candle came in again. Really strong bearish candle. I mean, practically a 60-cent move lower in 5 minutes, which is pretty crazy. And then we kind of just chopped around. I did not get exited on that candle, surprisingly. I thought I would have. Not on that candle either. Still not on that candle. It was this candle right here where I got stopped out on. So really just an unfortunate sequence of events here. Because like I said, I was really looking for that reversal all morning. And if my judgment taught me any better, I would have just closed that position out once this candle came in for a quick like $10 loss. Flip-flop the position. I probably would have covered somewhere around here as once Mueller started talking because that was a big bullish candle with nice volume. But there's nothing I could really do. I'm probably done trading for the day. I don't like to take more than one trade on a down day because I'll just more than likely end up digging myself a further hole. And chances are I'll be trading more off of emotions than I will practically just skill and looking at chart patterns. So really just another choppy day. I'm getting really fed up with these headline markets because one tiny headline comes out and this is what it does to the market. Absolutely destroys it. And there's really nothing you can do. If you're in a bullish position and something comes out about China, kiss that position goodbye. There's nothing you can do. So hopefully the stuff with China gets settled soon. Hopefully the Russian election meddling is over soon because stuff like this is starting to get pretty ridiculous. And I'm not going to lie, I am pretty fed up on how this day went for me because I thought it would have worked. I mean, we got a nice close above the 10 EMA, which I thought would have just power us higher, but that move ultimately just never came. But if we look at the daily charts, I mean, we are just getting slaughtered. And there's no other way to say it. I mean, everything's going lower. Chances are we may see a tiny bounce at the 200 moving average, but it's just too hard to tell at this point in time. So anyways, that's the end of me today. If you guys want me to recap any stocks that you are potentially in or want to enter, make sure to put them down in the comments below. I would love to get some newer stocks on this channel rather than just the typical 12 that I like to trade most of the time. And any feedback from me, I would love to hear what you have to say in the comments below about overall just this setup in general, and if there's anything I could have done differently. I mean, I think it was just unfortunate that as soon as I entered the trade bullish and I switched my perspective on the day, we got the reversal. So anyways, if you guys liked what you heard today, you want to learn more about the markets, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I'll most likely be doing daily recaps like this on a weekly basis. So stay tuned for that if you want to stay up to date with my trading and how everything is going. Like the video if you think you've at least learned something that you didn't before. And again, comment down below if there was anything that I could have done to improve this position besides flipping it when this pattern came in. Anyways, that's it for me today. Hopefully you guys fare well more than I did on my Wednesday. And I'll see you all next time. Thanks.